G'day and welcome to DuckZorly Gaming and Planet Zoo. That's right, we are finally here. We are at Planet Zoo. We have had this game since early release, actually. We just haven't got around to doing any videos, but right now we are going to get straight into it. And without further ado, let's go straight in. We have the latest DLC, the Arctic DLC. So we'll be using all sorts of animals to go along with that as well. We're going to start our zoo. We're going to have a temperate zoo. We're going to play it in Asia. And we're going to call it simply Zorly's Zoo. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is our zoo. This is our layout, or the area we're going to be in. And there's our entrance there. And we've got to build our zoo. So this is very much akin to the predecessor of this game of sorts, being Planet Coaster. The builds are exactly the same, all that sort of stuff, the process. Other than dealing with rides, you're dealing with animals and exhibits. So we're going to get into it. Right. So a couple of little things we've got to do. First thing we are going to do is we're going to start setting up our paths and our entranceways, all that sort of stuff. Now we do have a very small budget. We have some conservation credits. Now conservation credits are used to buy and trade animals. So when you do things like releasing animals, as it says there, or selling animals in the marketplace, greeting avatars, visit your zoo, logging in daily, completing community challenge, you'll get conservation credits. Now, conservation, try that 4 times, credits are used to buy animals instead of using cash. So it's just another way of getting your animals. Okay, now we are in the trading aspect of the zoo. So we actually trade animals with online other players. So as animals get put up, we can buy them, all that sort of stuff. So that's all part and parcel of it. Right, so let's get stuck into it. So first thing we're going to do is we've got to build our entrance. We also have to build some staff facilities. So as it says here, we've got some staff lists. We need a workshop, vet surgery, trade center, and all that sort of stuff, which we'll get going as well. Right. Now, let's have a look and see what we're going to do. What I'm going to do is, normally I'd build a bit of a circle around through here. I'm not going to do that today. We are going to put down some paths. So I'm just going to put down, what sort of path should we have? I think we'll just go with a standard asphalt path. I'm going to go nice and wide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from here. And I'm going to go 5 meters. And come out, 2, 3, there we go. 1, 2, and 3. Right, there we go. Now, straight out the middle here, we are going to have another path, but it's going to be a staff path. So right up here, now it doesn't need to be 10 meters in width, we're going to need a 4 meter path. So we're going to try and line up as best we can with the entrance, and we're going to come up. Like that. All right, now I'm just going to leave it there like that for now. We'll come back to that. Now we want to build our entrance in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a bit of a plaza, and I think what we'll do is we'll do something a little bit different. I think we'll put some herringbone pavers in. Width will be 10 meters. I am going to align to grid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to align to grid. So by aligning to grid, we can align it with this building here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, lay it out in a nice little grid formation. Now I've got a bit of a thing I'm going to put in there. I'll come to it later. Okay, and like so. Right, there's our main entrance area. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put some stores, some shops and all that in here. We're going to turn that off the grid. And we're going to go back to having this 6, 7. Yeah, 7 meters looks about fine. Is that right? Yep. And they're like that. Right. That's okay. We almost lined it up. Okay, that will be sufficient anyway. All right, what we're going to do is we are going to press pause. Now, what we're going to do is put in our buildings up here. So we are going to go put a path in I'm going to go, no, I want 7 meters. I don't want that in length. Okay. There. Okay, like that. I'm going to build this out a little bit further here. Right, now we're going to put our buildings in here we need. So we need a workshop, a vet surgery, trade center, staff room. So we have a whole pile of blueprints and facilities and that we can build. So with these, we have our different sections. I should have done this to start with. So we have our barriers. Now this is what we actually make our exhibits with. So we have certain doors, airlocks, guest gates, and then we have a null, which is used for doing, if we've got a natural barrier, we just want to define the barrier of the actual exhibit, we use the null. We have glass, we have wood logs, we have red brick, we have corrugated iron, chain link, and hedges. Now each of these have different parameters, whether they're climbable or not, whether they hold water back or not, all that sort of stuff, which we'll use as we go along. Probably one of the most important aspects of it is whether they're climbable. We don't want to be using a climbable fence with animals that can climb out. So like, for instance, monkeys, macaques, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, all right. We then have the habitat itself. Now this is where we actually come in and lay out the habitat, put shelters in, food and water troughs, all that sort of stuff. We'll get to those a little bit later. Then we have our nature section where we put in our plants and all that sort of stuff. We then have our facilities, which is what we're going to get to shortly. So this is all the buildings and things we're going to need around the zoo. Construction is where we actually construct our own buildings, so we can actually build our own purpose-built buildings. We have all our special effects and our props and all that sort of stuff. And then we have our blueprints. Now our blueprints have things like my blueprints, which is where you actually make something yourself and then you actually make a blueprint of what you've made. And there's the Steam Workshops. This is the stuff we've downloaded from the Steam Workshop. And then there are the prefabs, which come with the game as well. All right, and that's what we're going to use to get this all started, but we're going to do it via the facilities, just because it makes it easier. So, what we're going to do now is we need a workshop. So we're going to do all this. So the workshop is here. Right, so prefabs. We have a modern maintenance shed, or we have just a Planet Zoo workshop. Now this one here, though, includes a workshop, a transformer, and a water treatment plant. And I'm going to use that because that is going to be handy. All right, so we're just going to bring that around. We use Z to rotate. And we're just going to plop him down there. So what this is doing is giving us a power and water plant. So we need power and water, obviously to power up things, but also to provide clean filtered water for our animals and all that sort of stuff. So that's why we're going to put that there as it is. Okay, so we also need a vet surgery. So we don't want to go too expensive, so we're just going to put a stock standard Planet Zoo veterinary surgery in. And again, we're going to rotate, and we're going to put it there like that. Okay, done that. Now we need a trade center. Trade center is very important because this is where we actually get our animals from. Now we have a Planet Zoo trade center there. The other ones are all locked, so even if we wanted to at the moment, we couldn't use them. So we're just going to put him down there like that. Nicely done. Staff room. We need a staff room for our staff. So we've got the option there for a small Planet staff room. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put 2 of these in because we will need them. So I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to put one directly opposite. Like so. Right. There we go. That's done. So we then need a research center. Research center is this one here. Now this one here is what we're going to do to research not so much new animals or anything. It's what we're going to use to do research for new habitats and themes and all that sort of stuff for our zoo. Now we're just going to line this one up like so. Right, there we go. So we got that. We need a quarantine section. So I'm going to bring this over here. Okay, we're just going to, again, we'll line him up so. That looks nice. All right, and lastly, we need a keeper's hut. And we're going to put a keeper's hut down here. And again, we're going to line him up. There we go. Right, there we go. So we've got all the staff positions that we need to have filled, or the buildings we need to start off. So that's all well and good. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we need to get some starter animals. What are we going to start with? Well, that all depends on what's available in our animal trading section. So let's have a look. There's a couple of things I'm looking at getting straight off the bat. Arctic wolf. Now, certainly if I can get a male and female Arctic wolf, that's what we'll start with. We'll go down through here. The Arctic wolf is a new one that's been added with this new DLC. I think we might do that anyway. We'll just get the two of them. So we're going to adopt and adopt. Right. So we've got Arctic wolves. Now, the other one I want to get are lions. Where are the lions? There we go. All right, currently have only available with conservation refresh list. Yes, they're only available in with conservation credits. So we don't want that. We want to actually buy it with cash. So you can refresh the list, and this will update with what's available. All right, so that's not going to be available. So we're going to we're going to clear the filter like that, and we're going to see what else is available. Timber wolves, snow leopards. Again, the snow leopards. Well, we can put one snow leopard in. Siberian tiger, saltwater crocodile, ring-tailed lemurs. I like the lemurs. Reindeer. Get a reindeer. Oh, it's Christmas time. It's Christmassy time, so let's get a reindeer. So let's get 1 and 2. We'll get 2 reindeer. And that's what we'll do for that. Macaques, I like the macaques. We'll get some of them later. Indian peafowls. Haven't actually used any of these as yet, so that'll be interesting. Flamingos. Giant pandas. Now, once we buy these, they'll stay in the trading centre until we're ready to actually put them out into an exhibit. Camels. Aardvarks. All right, let's refresh the list again. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, okay. I think that's what we'll do. We'll just use those for now. So at the moment, we've got 2 reindeer and 2 Arctic wolf. Now, as well as the actual animal trading, there's also exhibit trading. So these animals here are smaller, actually reptiles, things like that. They can be put in a smaller exhibit. So we're going to have a couple of these now. We are going to look at snakes in particular. So now up the top here, there should be a particular one that I want to get. There it is, the Australian Eastern Brown. So we are going to get an Eastern Brown or 2. So we're going to have okay. I don't want to release it to the wild anyway, so I'm going to adopt the female and I'm going to adopt the male. Right, that's enough for now. So what we are going to do is, first off, we're going to put some exhibits in here. So facilities, and we're going to look for our exhibit. No, or is it habitat? No, it's facilities. Where's our exhibit? Right, looking. Planet Zoo exhibit small. Right, That's what we want. So, what's that? That's going to be 3,800. So we're only going to put one of these in for now. Like that. Now, we're not going to worry about this side here. We're just going to leave that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that out. And in here, we're going to put both of those. Right. So in here, we will have our eastern brown snakes. Okay. Now, what we need to do is we need to build an exhibit for our reindeer and our... Well, we've got wolves. Right. So, let's start with building that out. So, what we're going to do is we're going to build our barriers. So, straight away, I think for our reindeer, we should be okay with the wooden fence. And we'll get them in. So, what we're going to do... So, basically, building this is very, very simple. All right. So, we've got our controls here. So, we've got our height, snap, and everything else. We have our length of our fence piece we're going to put in. So, we're going to put a longer piece in here like that, and another one like so, and then we're just going to head it back up here. So quite simple, we just do that. Then going to bring it back across. A bit long, we've not quite done anything straight. Like that. Go back to 20 meters, bring that back down. And we just got to join it back up. And there we have it. So that's our exhibit primarily done. Okay. What we're going to do though is we need to do some other things. We need to add an access door. So we're going to add a habitat gate. Now this is where the zookeepers, the vets, all that sort of stuff will access the exhibit. So we're going to do that here. Again, it's going to be coming from the staff path. So guests won't be allowed up on this path. So we do that. Nice and simple. All right. So we've built the exhibit, so we can put our animals in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to animal trading. We're going to go to our animal storage, and here are our reindeer. We're going to go both our reindeer, send to zoo, and we're going to send them in here to our habitat. Now, that will happen once we press the play button and we have some staff. So, speaking of staff, let's get some staff. Right, now, let's have a look at some things in here. So in this panel here, the zoo overview, we have a number of things. We have our general zoo overview, which gives us basic information, opening hours, how much tickets are, all that sort of stuff, an inspection report, so our reputation. We then have our graphs, which give us all the information that we need. Information about our guests, and then information about crime. Okay, that's our basic tabs in our zoo overview. Then we have our finances. Finances obviously will give us all the finance we need. A graph of our finances. Loans, we have loans that we can take out, and we will take a loan out straight away to get our growth going. And there's also a marketing budget as well. Then we have the animals. So these are all the animals we have in our zoo. So as you can see here, I can come and select these animals here, and I can give contraceptives to the animal. I can do all sorts of different things. I can check on the welfare. I can check on its appeal, its maturity, location. I can then check on all the habitats. So the habitats here, it tells me its cleanliness, condition, how many animals, what the running costs are, and if there's any warnings. For the exhibits, same thing. So this is the habitat up here. The exhibit is the other little thing that I did before where the snake's going to be. Currently it's saying it's empty. Then in quarantine, it tells me what animals are in quarantine. So animals may be in quarantine because we bought them, or they may be in quarantine because they're sick, or whatever else. Okay, then we have the staff. Now we'll come back to the staff in a minute, but basically this will list all the staff we have at the zoo, all their conditions, their happiness, all that sort of stuff. We then have the staff room. So how many staff rooms we've got, and how many people are in there, what the demand is, what the perk is. So we're going to set the perk up now. So I'm going to put staff healthcare on both of these because we are going to overwork our staff initially. Okay, so that should be good. And then work zones. Now this is very important. We can set up work zones so each of our staff only work in a certain area or with certain exhibits. And that is something we'll set up as we're going along. This is all subject to the fact that we actually successfully run a zoo and we don't go broke. Vet research. Now this is what our vets are used for. So not only are they used for looking after the animals, they're also used for researching. So it's twofold. The research they'll be doing is in relation to diseases, which are all through here. So these are all the diseases that are currently there that they can research. The better we've researched a disease, the better they can treat that disease. Also, once we have animals in our zoo, we can come and research the animal, which gives us better enrichment and food and all that sort of stuff for animals and better treatment for the animals. So that's something we'll be doing as well. So we need a couple of extra vets. So you need a vet to actually look after them, but you're also going to have, once you've got a vet doing research, they're not available to look after the animals. So you've got to have a couple of extra vets up your sleeve. Then we also have the mechanic research. So similar to the vets, we have mechanics that actually look after the habitats and fix everything. They also can do research to do different theming. So we have the India theme, the New World theme, Africa theme. We can research transport rides. We can do habitats, barriers, staff facilities. Now, I say those three first because they're the three that we are going to concentrate on always. Classic theme, food shops, power, drink shops, souvenir shops. Another theme down here, East Asia, and shelters and climbing. So we'll be doing some research there. So we'll have a couple of extra mechanics as well. And then lastly is the facilities, and this is a list of the facilities we have in the zoo. So all our ATMs, our food shops, our drink shops, information centres, all that sort of stuff. It tells us about the profit, the customers, the usage of scenery, price sync, so we can sync the prices between the same shop throughout the zoo, and status. Also tells us the staff and also the infrastructure. So this is our power and our water treatment plants. Okay, that's a very quick synopsis of what's going on there. So let's get in and do what we're going to do, which was, what was it? What were we going to do? We're going to get our staff, right? So let's go hire some staff. So to hire a caretaker, we are going to have a caretaker. Right, bang. We are also going to have a keeper. In fact, we'll have 2 keepers. Okay. Mechanic. We want 3 mechanics. Okay. Now this is not going to help us with our costs at all. We're going to have 1 security guard. Vendors we don't need until we actually put a shop down, and veterinarians. So I want 1 vet for looking after the animals, and I want 3 vets, 2 vets for research. We'll just do 2. Okay, I'll have to be very judicious with what I'm doing with our vets. Okay, so there's all our vets, right? All nice, ready to go. So we're almost ready to go. What I might do, so that was going to have a reindeer. Right, I need to put in a habitat for our wolves. Right, so let's put that in. So I'm going to put a brick wall in. Now, I'm putting a brick wall in because I want it to be substantial and strong enough to look after the wolves. I think we'll make it... now, the wolves are a pack animal. Now, in the most recent update to Planet Zoo, they've updated the behavior and pack mentality of animals, those that should have that exact mentality. So, for instance, wolves in particular now will work as a pack. You won't have so many issues, apparently, with the alphas. So it used to be that you'd have a lot of fighting between alphas and all that sort of stuff. And it became a bit of an issue because they're always fighting. Oh, come on. Just want you to join up. Okay, you're not going to do that. Right. Let's do this then. That. Okay, why aren't you gonna... Right, so you want to go that way but not the other way. Alright, so we've got that in there. So it's a nice big enclosure. We're going to put a gate in there. You know, like that. Right, there we go. So we've got a gate in there for them. So we are going to then put the wolves in there. Centre Zoo in there. Right, now. This exhibit here, we're going to edit the barrier. Now, looking at it, the barrier is 2 meters high. Is it going to be okay? I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this bar here and we're going to run around the exhibit, select all the barriers like so, and we are going to raise it up. I'm going to raise it up to 3 meters. I think 3 meters should be sufficient. I don't think the wolves will jump up any higher than that. And there we go. So we've now got a 3 meter high barrier. Now, in both of these instances, the guests aren't going to be able to have a look and see where our animals are. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert some glass panels. So we're going to come in here, edit barrier, glass panel. Do I want a full glass panel? No, I think that hasn't done what I want to do. Right, let's go back to brick. Right, there we go. There we go. Now, right, there we go. I put a window in. So I'm going to put a glass window there, and I'm going to put a window there, and a window there. Right. Now I'm thinking with this one, it's probably a little bit low. So what we will do is we'll edit the barrier, and we're just going to grab this one as well, like that. Now I'm just going to raise, yeah, just that little bit there. Right, there we go. Okay, so we've got 2 habitats there. One for our reindeer, one for our wolves. Now we've got the mule very close to the wolves, but anyway, that should be okay. And then we've got some eastern brown snakes in here, and we'll fix that up a little bit later as we get along as well. One other thing we're going to need to put in before we get started, our guests are going to need facilities. So what sort of facilities are they going to need? Well, they're going to need toilets and shops and all that sort of thing. So we're going to put some toilets in to start with. So Planet Zoo toilet, we're just going to rotate that. We're going to put that down over in here so it's close to the entrance. Make it as convenient as we possibly can for them. Okay, what else are we going to need? Right, we need some shops. We need some stuff for them to buy. Now this is going to take us very close to our limit. So, okay, so what we're going to do is, since we're getting very close to the end of the first episode, I think we're just going to release the animals out here. In fact, no, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to leave that for the next episode. We are going to just leave it right there. So we've got the early stages of our zoo ready to go. And what you'll have to do is you'll have to come back the next episode and see how we develop our animals, how we develop the habitats to suit our animals, and see if we can grow the farm any further or whether we go bankrupt. Now, the big pressing question for this zoo is, will we have any ducks? Anyway, until next time, this is DuckZorly, a DuckZorly game. Wishing you a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, no matter where you are in the world. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Don't forget to press that like button and the subscribe button and the alarm notification icon to make yourself aware of when more videos are available on the channel. And until next time, see you all later. Bye.